Today we're making a proper chicken curry. Big flavour, a quick cook and way better than a takeaway. Right, so just take the onion and just half it, and then all you need to do then is just go across and roughly chop. You don't need to be too fancy with this, it's all going to cook down in the sauce. Okay, pan on a medium heat. And what we're going to do now is we're going to cook the onions down for about 10 to 15 minutes until they're nice and soft and sweet and there's a good bit of colour on them. So, generous amount of oil in the pan. And in we go. I'm going to hit it with a bit of salt now, just to help draw out all that moisture. And help to sweeten the onions. So a good 10 to 15 minutes of that. While that's happening, I'm just going to grate the garlic and ginger into a bowl, so that's ready to go in when the time is right. If you wanted to chop this up instead of finely grating it, you can, but I prefer it done this way. If you wanted to as well, you can actually buy frozen garlic and ginger paste cubes that are kind of, you just defrost and it's ready to go. I wouldn't advise buying the stuff out of a tube or a jar, because the preservatives that are in it, they give it a kind of weird vinegary taste to the curry. So it doesn't take too long just to, mince some up yourself. Okay, so keep your onions moving. Make sure you're in control of the heat at all times. So we want some colour on these onions, but we don't want them to burn. There's a very big difference. Okay, so as you can see, these have gone lovely and soft and dark. So now we're going to go in with the garlic and ginger paste. I want to be very careful with this now. You do not want this garlic and ginger to burn. What you can do if you want is just take some water, little bit of water in there like that. And it just helps to stop things from catching. Okay, we're going to go in with our spices now. A teaspoon of garam masala, some cumin, some turmeric. We've got some ground coriander. And again, with your spices, unless you're going to go for a specific type of curry, if you're just making a general, curry, you tailor these spices to your taste. I was going to put half a teaspoon of chilli powder in, because this is a hot chilli powder. So you just want to toast them spices just for a minute or so. Don't skip this bit, it does make a difference. If you just give them just a minute of toasting, it just extracts all the natural oils and flavour in there. It will make a huge difference. Okay, in with what's left of my tomato puree. And again, cook out that tomato puree for a minute or two. It just helps it to darken slightly, and again, wakes up all of those natural flavours and brings out all the oils. One of the reasons I said a generous amount of oil at the start as well, because the oil does help to carry all of those flavours. Okay, we're going to go in now with 1 tin of chopped tomatoes. And we're going to half fill this with water. And that's going to go into. I give that a nice gentle stir, bring everything together. Looks very loose at the minute, but it's all going to cook down nicely into a nice thick sauce. Okay, so while that's simmering, I'm just going to dice up my chicken thighs. I'm just going to cut them into pieces of 4. You can leave them whole if you want to, and you can even keep the bone in, because it just carries, again, so much flavour. Of course, if you've got chicken breast, you can use that. 99% of the time, I've only ever got chicken breast in, as opposed to chicken thigh. So I would quite happily make a curry with chicken breast. You can also pre-cook your chicken as well in a marinade and some spices, which, there's going to be plenty of different curry videos on this channel, so I'm probably going to go into more detail with that kind of stuff later on down the line. But this is just a nice quick curry when you've not got a lot in and you want something that's not a takeaway. Okay, the sauce has come up to a nice simmer, so now I'm going to go in with the chicken. Just coat it in that beautiful sauce. Okay, I'm just going to hit it with just another pinch of salt. I'm going to cover that and leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes while that chicken cooks. Okay, so this has been cooking now for about 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna take the lid off, and it smells incredible, guys, honestly. So I'm just gonna keep that heat going. I'm gonna let it thicken now. Let some of that steam escape. And don't be afraid of thickening this down too much, because you want that intensity of flavour. You can always add a bit more water afterwards to, you know, bring some more sauce back into it. But try and get it as thick as you can. Quick taste. Oh, that's got a kick, but that is phenomenal. See, it's not quite there yet. It's still a little watery. So we're going to continue to cook this out for about 5 minutes or so. While that is happening though, I am going to add the final ingredients. So what I've got here is some coriander, fresh coriander that I've just chopped through once, and some kasuri methi, which is this tub here. Now I've got this particular one from Spicy Joe's, but you can't really get this in the supermarkets at the minute, but it's becoming more and more popular with the home cook. But you can get it online, it's cheap as chips. So I'm just going to add the methi for the time being. I'll put the coriander in right at the end. I've also got a bit of lemon juice. Fresh lemon or lemon juice out of a container like this will work just fine. I'm going to add a spoon of sugar just to balance out the acidity from the tomatoes. And then, secret ingredient, Worcestershire sauce. Makes a massive difference. Just a few splashes, nothing much. And again, bar the kasuri methi, I would say you've got most of this in your cupboards. You know, everyone's got a tin of tomatoes lying around, everyone's got some spices, a bit of chicken, an onion, you know. And I'm just going to add, just at the final stage, just a little pinch of garam masala, because although we put it in at the beginning, it's very good as a finishing spice. And that is looking superb. The chicken is, I can tell, is cooked right through. You know, when you dice up your chicken thighs like that, 10 to 15 minutes in a hot environment, in a hot sauce like this, it's going to be thoroughly cooked through. You can always check it though if you wanted to. And we'll finish with the fresh coriander. Right, let's plate up. Okay, so I've just got some rice, which I've just boiled. You can have this with rice and chips. There you go, a nice chicken curry, homemade and done properly. Let's get a piece of that chicken. The flavours in this are phenomenal. That kasuri methi really makes a difference, guys, honestly. This is exactly what you want. Thick, rich, and proper flavour.